Hi, and welcome to the first episode of the Knitting Diaries. My name is Ingarosu, and I am filming this in my town, in my kitchen, in a town called Egilsstaðir in East Iceland. I really wanted to do this because just last November I was introduced to podcasts about knitting. I had no idea that even such a thing existed. And I was first introduced to Mina of the Knitting Expat. She was in Iceland, in Reykjavík, in November and filmed an episode there. And that kind of got a lot of attention here in Iceland, among knitters at least. So that's how I started watching her show. And since then I have started watching a few others, but she is the first one I watched, and I have backtracked all of her episodes and just binge watched all that she has done, and I love watching her and just watching this community grow from my living room. Exactly. No. And I really wanted to try to make this for myself. I don't really have many knitting or crafting friends. Well, my best friend is, but she's a teacher in our local school where she teaches textile. So she teaches these kids to knit and sew and cross stitch and everything all day. So she's not very crafty talking, at least when we meet. We tend to talk about something else. So I just wanted to try this and see how it goes. And also I wanted to show you, I am making a wool sweater from plötulopi. That is this here. And now I almost broke thread because that happens very easily. This is plötulopi. It comes in plates like this, and this is very delicate. You can very easily break the thread, and I almost just did by picking it up. It is a cardigan, but at least everything I knit I try to make in the round, and then if it is open I just cut it open, and that's what I'm going to do with this. And I knit it in a round, but I purl one stitch. So when I'm done with the sweater, the pattern calls for that you crochet around the border, and then you crochet this line here, you crochet that as well, and then you cut this open. And I have done this before twice, and always with butterflies in my stomach if something's going wrong. But this pattern is called Freyja, and it's by Ragnheiður Eiríksdóttir, and it is a pattern in English free on Ravelry if you want to take a look. It is this cardigan with this lovely 8-petal flowers. That's a very traditional Icelandic pattern. Maybe not exactly this kind of 8-petal flowers, but 8-petal flowers nonetheless. And so I cast this on February the 15th, and it's knitted on 4.5mm needles. And these are not I usually work on Knit Pro interchangeable needles, but as I will go in maybe a little later, they are stuck in Akureyri, so I just went to my mom's and she had these just ordinary steel needles with the cable is very stiff, not very comfortable to work on, but it's okay. With wool you have to let it slide easily on the needles. Maybe I can show you or maybe it's just, oh. I'm gonna reach down on the floor and pick up a little thread that I dropped on the floor. This is the lopi, and if you pull on it, where is it? There it is. It just breaks apart, and then you have two. And it is really important to swatch, because you obviously can't pull very hard on this when you are knitting. So if you're a tight knitter, you have to kind of feel for your new gauge. But I have made some sweaters before from wool, but then I did hold it double, and then you kind of twist them together, and they just fuse together very easily. There's no split splicing or nothing, and then it's more sturdy. It's not. It will break if you are very a tight knitter, but held double and slightly twisted together, it becomes much stronger. And I have made sweaters for my boys from this, and when you are, as you can see, the thread there is very prone to come apart. But when you are knitting the fabric together, as I said, it just fuses somehow together, and this is actually very strong. I don't know how it will hold up to wear, but I think it's gonna be okay. Somebody suggested to me that I should try to reinforce the elbows by sewing in with just regular sewing thread when the sweater is completed, and I might try that to watch that the elbows don't break. The flower, I just had this in my stash because I made my son, a 6-year-old, lopi sweater from this. It's not coming, it's not this yellow, it's kind of just a mossy green color, and the flower will be in this color. And the border is also going to be in this color, but then I'm going to use this with it to enforce the thread. This is Einband, it's another Icelandic, and this is lace weight, and this is very strong. This it doesn't break at all. So yeah, I'm gonna show you the progress I'm making with this cardigan. And I am up to the sleeves, but as I said, my knitting needles are stuck on a crochet, so I can't move on. As they will probably be here today, let's hope, because I am just casting on new things to have something to do, and that's not good at all. I have another work in progress, and this is a baby blanket for my niece, who is going to have her first baby next month. And it is this, it's called Leafy baby blanket on Ravelry, and it's also a free pattern, and it's just this leaves floating in the air or something. This is an acrylic blend. It's called Stylecraft Special with wool, I think, or something like that. It is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. It is very soft and doesn't feel like some acrylics do. You can feel how fake they are, but this is okay. And I don't use acrylic much. I also crochet, and I use it sometimes for amigurumi, those little dolls. I make those sometimes, and then I use acrylic because it doesn't stretch, and you can put it in the washing machine, and it's always stays the same. And that's the thought about this. It's going to be a baby blanket. It's going to get a lot of wear, so it's nice for the new mom just again to throw it in the washing machine and don't have to worry about it. So I'm making good progress on this. I'm gonna finish this really soon, I think. It was cast on February the 6th, and as I said, the pattern is called Leafy Baby Blanket by Leyla Alieva. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm not really used to speaking English, but I think you'll bear with me. Okay, and I have one more, which I cast on Friday. Today is Monday, February, what? Doesn't matter, February something. And I have cast on this shawl, and here is the right side. It's called Reyna, and is especially made for this type of yarn, this variegated yarn, to show off all the beautiful colors. Just a garter stitch and then some eyelets. It's coming along nicely. I really like it. This is made from hedgehog sock yarn on 3.5mm needles. The color is not coming really good. It's really bright pink and purples and almost tonal to black. And it's called Poison, the colorway. And it's living in this bag. I got a surprise from Mina in her January sockathon, and I really love it. It's small, but it's perfect for a pair of socks. And my shawl, as it's kind of small now. This is my first project bag ever. My projects are usually just living in plastic bags or something not very good, I suppose. I made myself a crochet basket somewhere, yeah. And that is where my Freyja has been living, and other projects are just in plastic bags somewhere around the house. As for finished objects, I'm gonna show you what I already finished in this year. And as I said, I also crochet, and I made this, what do you say, doily, or yeah. And I'm not really a doily kind of person. I wouldn't put this on a table somewhere, but the idea was to, I'm showing you the wrong side, but it doesn't matter, it's practically the same. The idea was to soak it in mud pots, if you know what that is. It's not kind of glue varnish type of thing, or used in all kinds of crafts. And the idea was to soak it in that, so it would get really, really stiff, and put it on my wall, which I think could be really cool. The next thing I finished was this baby blanket. This is just some really pretty rainbow colors. And this is crochet, and the pattern is called Apache Tears, and it's on Ravelry. Don't remember if it's free or not. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. This is made in Kamgarn, the Icelandic yarn, and it just works up like this. Really pretty, not complicated at all, and works up really fast. This was going to be for my niece and her new baby, but I don't think she will like it. Or she's just not into much color. She is more into neutral tones and whites and stuff like that. So I'm playing it safe and making her two, so she can just choose. And this niece of mine is my oldest sister's. My oldest sister is 4 years older than me, and she had Karen, who is having her baby now. This is way too complicated, I'm sorry. But since my oldest sister is becoming a grandmother, and she does not like that title at all. She's excited about the baby, of course, but becoming a grandmother at 42, she's not really, she's in denial, I think. But on to other things. Talking about Mina's sockathon, I did participate in that, and this is my first toe-up sock, which I cast on here and it's toe-up. I don't know if I like doing that. I think I like more cuff-down socks. And I also tried in this for the first time the Fish Lips Kiss heel, which Mina has talked a lot about. And I usually don't like doing socks. I hate it because of the gusset heel flap and all. I just picking up stitches and I just didn't like it. So I didn't do it. But this year maybe I'll be a little bit different since I learned the Fish Lips Kiss heel. And that is a mouthful. And I made this. I have no idea what yarn this is. I know it was a sock yarn and I made it on 3mm needles. I wanted to do it on 2.5, but I didn't have any with the right length of cable. I do the magic loop kind. I don't really like using TPNs for sleeves and socks and anything. I always use magic loop. And these were for my son. These are made from Freyja, the Arne and Carlos sock yarn. And these are made cuff down, and I did 2 at a time. And they don't really match because I did from the middle and from the outside of the same skein. I didn't, but that's okay. These were for my oldest son. He's 12, but he uses the same shoe size as I do. So these are grown-up socks. And as I said before, when showing you the bag from Mina, I won, and I never win, so I was really happy about that. And I might put a picture of the packets I received from her. There was some tea and some caramels and some other goodies in there. Obviously long gone. I don't know if we should do an acquisitions now. I don't think so. I live in Egilsstaðir, is a rather small town. It has one local yarn shop, and plus that I can buy all the Icelandic brands in my supermarket, but it's just I usually prefer shopping in my local yarn shop. Just support their business. And they are really good. They have all kinds of yarn. They have Madeline Toss, and they have Cascade, and they even have the hedgehog fibers, some brands for them. And they have Dale, which is a Norwegian brand. Their baby yarn is really soft and very good, and I use that sometimes. They have all kinds of yarn and fabrics and everything, so they are really good stuff. But I have been seeing all the beautiful indie dyed yarn everywhere in those podcasts I am watching, and I would really like to get my hands on some of that. But it is really expensive to ship to Iceland, and I can't exactly justify that right now. But I have been experimenting by dyeing myself. For now it's only with food color and just white skeins of camp garden, which is not really expensive yarn, so I can just do what I want and experiment as I choose. But I have made an order and received an order from Wool to Dye for, and that is beautiful yarn. So now I have placed an order with Dharma, and I'm waiting for my acid dyes to arrive before I dye anything else. But maybe I'll put in a picture of my experiment so far, which it's really fun. But as I said, it's only been with food color for now, and I haven't. That's kind of safe. I can use all the utilities in my kitchen and still use it for cooking. If I begin using acid dyes, I have to just use it for that, so I haven't plunged in that just yet, but I'm on my way. So maybe I will show you. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous doing this, but I did decide to do it, so there is no turning back. So I'm not going to show you any acquisitions, and the latest ones are stuck in Akureyri. Last weekend I was about to go on I did go, but without some problems. My oldest son Unnar is a soccer player, and he had a soccer tournament in Akureyri last weekend, and he left on Friday with his teammates. Now my baby is waking up, I just have to go. Sorry about that. This is my youngest, his name is Hjörtur, and I might put a picture of all the boys together a little bit later on. He is supposed to be sleeping, but we are staying home from work today because he is sick and he just didn't want to sleep anymore. So we're gonna wrap this up really quickly, but I did want to try to finish my story about the Akureyri trip. So my oldest son Unnar left with his teammates on Friday to go play a couple of games on Friday, and I was going to leave really early on the Saturday morning. His first game was at 11, and it takes about 3.5 hours to drive to Akureyri, depending on the roads, if there are snow or ice on this time of year. So I left Eystad around 7 o'clock in the morning, and I could see on the road there were just small snow drifts on the road that I was the first to go. There had no traffic been just yet, and I knew it had been snowing the night before, so I was responsible and called the road company and asked, is there some, what do you call it? Is there snow on the road so I can't go through? And she said, no, still you're fine. You're in a 4x4 car and you can make it. Okay, off I went. And I had just finished talking on the phone with my husband. I had been driving for just over an hour or something. And I had just been off the phone with him and saying, it's fine, it's no snow and the weather is beautiful, it's just bright and everything. And I just put the phone down, and then there was a lot of snow, and I got stuck. And I had to wait in the car for almost 40 minutes before someone came, before the snowplow came to clear the road. He was on his way either way, so I just waited. And I waited patiently and called my dad and my husband and complaining about with everyone that I was stuck in the snow. But eventually the snowplow came and pulled me out of the snow, and I could continue to Akureyri. But of course I missed the first game. But that was okay, and I wasn't upset or anything like that. And I did watch the other two, but later in the day. The only thing I bought in Akureyri was fabric, because I really wanted to. He's looking at me all funny, but what are you talking about? And what kind of language? I just bought some fabric in Akureyri. I want to try to make some project bags for me and maybe some friends to give around. So that's probably the only acquisition I will have next week, because I know the luggage is on its way back. Because when we went to leave on Sunday, the tournament closed around noon, and we were going to leave. We even had a passenger with us that had to come with us, and the car brake broke down. And I called my husband, because I don't know anyone in Akureyri who is very car friendly. I have some girlfriends there, but they couldn't help me. So I called my husband, and he called his friend, came to me on the street where I stood by the broken down car, and he said he would try to fix it, and I left him there, and I left my bag in the car with all my clothes and all my makeup and all my knitting needles. That was the worst thing. I could wait for the other stuff, but knitting needles were not going to work. But what are you going to do? So the car was towed to the shop, and it's still there a week later. Fortunately, our next door neighbor was in Akureyri, and well, everybody knows everybody in Iceland, so you just make a few calls. Who is in Akureyri today and going home? So we got a ride from them, and Unnur and I didn't get stuck in Akureyri. We made it home later in the day. Wrong way. The flowers behind me are from my husband, because yesterday it was, well, that direct translation would be Women's Day. We don't celebrate Valentine's in Iceland, but we have just a day for each gender. We have Bóndadagur, which would be just man's day or husband's day maybe, and then the men are treated really nice, cook them nice dinners and maybe some presents, and now yesterday was Women's Day or Wife's Day, and he brought me these lovely flowers, and we went out to dinner. I don't really know how longer I can have this with this little sick guy on my lap, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. If you want to see another episode, please let me know. I'm going to put some show notes in the down bar below. I have probably forgotten all sorts of things to tell you about the patterns and needle sizes and stuff like that. So I'm going to put some minor show notes in the down bar. And if you want to follow me, I am ingarosu on Ravelry and inga.rose on Instagram. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you want to see some progress on the Icelandic cardigan and maybe hear some more about Icelandic living or something, please let me know and I may do this again. So thanks for watching. Bye.